Hi, my name's Rachel Clementi. I am a parent and volunteer at Beachside Montessori Village, a public school down in Broward County in Hollywood, Florida. And I'm here today at Urban Farming Institute to show you what we do at our school garden. And Urban Farming Institute has been amazing in helping us become more successful and growing enough food that we can actually eat. And the kids really love it. So I'm going to show you what we do with the kids. So let's get started. Okay, and I have this little induction cooktop, which is great for cooking with kids because it doesn't get hot. And literally, we just plug it in outside in the garden. So first, I'm going to start off with just a little tiny bit of butter, because butter is good. And we're going to turn this thing on, and I'm going to put it on medium-high. And we're just going to put a little butter here. Now, we have these Everglade tomatoes that we grow, and they grow wild on these vines, and they're little tiny, tiny tomatoes. And they're good to eat just like candy. You can totally eat them like that. Or we're going to put them in the pan and let them burst. And then when we're cooking, we just look around our garden and what do we have? What can we eat? And we're going to mix everything with eggs. So what would be good is we found this little bell pepper, which doesn't look perfect, but it's still going to taste delicious. So we're just going to cut this up. And we have the kids do this sometimes and give a little educational, like there's seeds inside here that really we could take these seeds out, dry them, and then plant them and grow more bell peppers. But for today's sake, we're just going to put all the scraps aside and cut these up into little tiny pieces. And the kids like to do this, and you can do it safely they make knives that they're not sharp, and they're not going to hurt the kids. And you'll see it's slowly going to get there. We're just going to not be perfect, but we're just going to put all of these bell peppers in the pan. And there we go. And while that heats up, and these is just sitting there, then we have all the kids crack the eggs. And this is also a fun activity for them. I'm going to put the scraps over here. And we're going to crack the eggs. And these eggs, by the way, at Urban Farming Institute are fresh right from their chickens right here. It's so awesome. So the kids really love cooking things that are, they realize that they're growing it, and here they are. And we could even show them the chickens that laid these eggs. It's the coolest thing. And then we whisk up the eggs. And usually we put a little salt and pepper in there too. You can add a little flavor, just for a little flavor. Fresh eggs are amazing. We're going to put that aside. So then what we do is we give all the kids, and this is what's amazing. The children will pick this up. We have the same hydroponic towers where we're growing amazing, like this is spinach chard, and they're just huge. And it's really rewarding. So Urban Farming Institute has a huge setup that they've been helping us, and we've been really successful. And so the kids just think it's the coolest thing to clip this off. So first we have the kids go clip all, the stuff that we're going to eat. And then we have them take off the good stuff here and rip it. Or you could cut it just for the activity of cutting. So we're going to put all of these, and you're going to see this all wilt down. So for the sake, let's just put it here. I'm going to do all of this. And we're going to save these scraps. We always save the scraps, and we have a friendly 150-pound tortoise at the school that we like to give to, and he loves to eat them. So we don't throw anything away. And this is the kale. So we got kale and spinach here. So we're just going to break this all up. So here we are. This is getting hot now. We're starting to hear a little sizzling, and we're just going to keep cutting all of this off and taking the stems off because these are crunchy and these don't taste good. So we take all those off, and now we see here. Okay, now we're going. So we're just going to let these just pop, and we're going to add. And the kids love when they see all of this. This is a ton, right? You think it's too much for this little pan that we're going to add those 6 eggs. It's not too much because it's going to wilt down into nothing. So let's do it. So we're going to put this in here. There we go. And then I have my favorite avocado oil spray, which just helps a little bit, give a little flavor. And we're just going to wilt this down. So when we're doing garden club and this is happening, we have kids doing the eggs. We have 22 kids in the garden club. So kids are doing eggs. Others are cutting and ripping off. And I just stand on the side and I cook this all up, and then we all eat. So it's really great. So here we go. And this is a great way to get kids. Normally, second, third, fourth graders is what we typically have in our garden club. They're not big on eat. They're learning how it's so important to eat your greens and your vegetables. And this, when they grow it, they want to eat it. It's really cool. It's really rewarding. So it's a great way to get them to start eating this kind of stuff. We're going to set this aside, because then we're going to do the eggs and then add it back. We're putting a little salt, a little bit of pepper. Okay. Some of the adventurous ones will come and taste this. We'll put this on a plate and we'll just pass the spinach and the kale around and they'll just eat it just like that. And it's delicious. but we're making eggs today. But we're not going to just pour the eggs in. We're going to take this out and then do our eggs and then put that back in. That it tends to work a little bit better so our eggs get a really good cook. We're going to take this and set it aside. This is the raw kale. And we're going to put this here because we're going to add this back. This is hot. This is the part with the kids. You got to make sure that they don't touch the pan. But this cooktop is wonderful because you could touch this and it doesn't get hot. So it's great for cooking with kids in a school setting. Okay. So now we're going to add a little bit more butter, which I love butter. It makes everything taste good. Just a little bit, though. You don't need a lot. Then we're going to add our eggs. Okay. We're going to put this on medium-high. And we just want to get a good cook on before we add back our cooked spinach, kale, and tomatoes, and bell pepper. Okay. So now that looks about good. Not ready to eat yet, but it's good enough to put back. Now we're going to take our cooked, on this side is the cooked spinach, kale, tomatoes, and bell pepper. We're going to add that back, all those beautiful tomatoes. There's a bell pepper right there. And I don't personally think this needs cheese at all. This is so good, just like this. But some of the kids like cheese, so we add a little cheese. So why don't we do that? We'll do one batch with cheese and one batch without cheese. So for the ones that want it just straight, we're going to take this out. How beautiful. And a lot of times I'll have the kids taste it and be like, does it need anything? And they'll be like, it needs salt. It needs pepper. They never say pepper because they think they don't like pepper. Look how beautiful. Okay, so that's without cheese. And then like I said, some of the kids might be a little reluctant to eat. You know, some kids are picky. So if you add cheese, they tend to eat it. So just go like this and just sprinkle a little bit of cheese. And it looks beautiful. Okay. I say that's good to go. So one side is cheese, one side is no cheese. And that is our morning cooking with kids. And I hope you come back and we're going to keep doing this. Thank you so much.